What up, YouTube? This your boy ACO7, aka Dynamo, aka you already know what it is, man. Oh man, it's great to be alive. It's great to be back, man. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Every time I drop one of these hot videos, y'all already know what it is, man. This video gonna be chill, so it's not gonna be long. Just lay back, uh, listen to the conversation I'm gonna have with y'all, and just know that the title of this video is my opinion. But here's the thing. This is not subjective at all. This is just a 1 billion% fact on what it is when it comes to the PS5 Dualsense. So go ahead and get your snacks, your chips, your pop, your Faygo, Oreo cookies, you know what I mean, goldfish, whatever snacks you got, you know what I mean, Cheeto Lays. Some of y'all niggas, y'all know what I'm talking about, them Cheeto Lays, right? So I want to talk about the DualSense. I've been playing with the DualSense now for a couple years. I've only had a problem with one controller that I've owned, and it had some drift issues in one of the sticks, the left analog stick, right? Other than that, the PS5 DualSense is by far the greatest controller ever made. Period. Period. There is no other controller, joystick, whatever you want to call it, that has ever been made, that has ever been to the level of the DualSense. To all my gamers out there and my non-gamers, to those that has never had the DualSense in their hands, y'all is missing out on the greatest piece of tech that has been invented in the last probably, I don't know, 20, 30 years. I kid you not. And that's not a stretch of your imagination. This is the truth. Keep in mind, in order to, enjoy your games and everything like that, you gotta have a great controller. Now, we all know that PlayStation 1 controller, all the way up to now, I mean, there was a point in time when it started out early with the PlayStation 1 and 2, there was no analogs. And then the analogs became a thing. Then you had the sticks, then you had the 6-axis, then you had the light bar, speakers, all that great stuff, right? So we're up to the PS5 DualSense. Now remember, it used to be called the DualShock, right? The DualSense means dual sense in every way. Okay? So let me break it down to you. For those that has never had the privilege to hold the DualSense in your hand, there is a very good weight to it. It has a nice weight to it. It's not real light, and it's definitely not heavy. The DualSense is a very balanced controller. And let me put this little disclaimer out there too. To anybody that makes a video about the PS5 DualSense and say it's a bad controller, or the controller ain't what it is and it's a gimmick and all that, these are people that are either, one, haters, or two, they have never ever played the PS5. Period. Now keep in mind, you can use the DualSense on PC, but you can't access all of the features. You know what I mean? Like the adaptive triggers and all of that shit. You can't access like all the haptics and all that shit. I don't know if they've worked that out on PC, so you can, have all the functionality of the DualSense, but If I'm correct, if I stand corrected, as of right now, PC cannot access all of the functionality of the DualSense. So let's dig into the controller a little bit, right? Okay, so battery life. Depending on how you have your DualSense set up, when you go to the controller settings menu, um, you can dim the lights. You know what I mean? You can turn down the adaptive triggers and the haptics and all that stuff. You know what I mean? You can really customize this controller. You know what I mean? Through the settings menu. You know, when you go to controller or accessories, there's a slew of configurations that you can do with the DualSense, right? So depending on how you have it set up, if you got everything up full blast, right? Um, I say the DualSense maybe last if you continuously playing a game, right? And you got everything strong. Light bar, bright as it can get, all of that other stuff. Mic turned all the way up. You will get at least, and I'm talking about off a full charge, until the controller is completely dead. Not where it's blinking, where it says charge, start charging, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that level. I'm talking about when it's just completely, the juice is gone, and the controller turns off. It says recharge the controller because it's dead. um, you'll get uh, about 5 to 7 hours, right? But if you turn down the settings, like dim the lights, put maybe like the adaptive triggers and all of that, the haptics, you know what I mean, on medium, you can get about 14 hours out of the controller. Now, some of y'all might be like, that's not a lot, but actually it is. For what the DualSense provides, that is a lot of hours. I would think that you would get maybe like 4 hours or something. I mean, for what the DualSense actually do, I'm surprised that the battery lasts as long as it does, especially when you, like I said, you dim the lights and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it has a thin light bar, but it doesn't have the light bar like it used to be projected out on the DualShock on the PS4. It's not like that. It just strips of light around the touchpad, right? So that's a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? If you customize and everything, you can get about 10 to 14 hours, you know what I mean? And the controller go completely dead, depending on how you got it set up. Okay, so the microphone, the built-in microphone, let me tell you, that is low-key one of the best features to me about the DualSense. Just because if you push the mute button, you're able to mute the mic, and then if you push it again, you can unmute it, right? Now, if you hold it down, if you hold the mic button down, you can mute your whole audio setup. Yes, you can mute your sound bar, your if you got like a theater speakers, you know what I mean, cinema surround 7.1, 5.1 surround sound, whatever. If you hold down the mute button, you can mute all the audio for the PS5, however how you got it hooked up, right? And then if you tap it again, all your audio will come flooding back in. Like, it's one of the greatest features, especially when I'm playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like, it's so convenient. The fact you don't even have to put no headphones on your ears. You know what I mean? You have the microphone built right into it. Now, here's the funny part. Now, I know it was a joke before, the DualSense came out and we had the PS5s in our home. They made fun of that Japanese video with that dude just blowing in the controller. I'm telling you, that's one of the features I don't even use. You know what I mean? A lot of developers don't even take advantage of blowing into the controller. Like, yeah, now that was more of a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that is in the controller is crazy. You know what I mean? So if there's a game that the developers are making and they want to implement, being able to blow into the controller or whatever is there. But to me, it's more of a gimmick. That's one of the less features that I don't even use. Like, unless I'm playing Astrobot or something like that, you know what I mean? Because Astrobot, which is a free game if you buy the PS5, that is a game that's already on the SSD, which is awesome because it's a full game. They say it's a demo, but it's a full fleshed out game and it's really fun. The game is really fun. So take take blowing into the controller with a grain of salt. It really isn't like uh, it's not really a big thing. You know what I mean? Like it's rarely used. Okay, so let's get into the touchpad. Now, me personally, I use the touchpad a lot. A lot of games that I have requires using the touchpad. So I'm constantly using the touchpad. You know what I mean? Whether that's for photo mode, taking pictures, screenshots. Yes, y'all didn't even know that you can actually set up the touchpad to do screenshots. A lot of y'all don't even know that. I'm gonna have to actually do a video. Probably have to do it on my phone, and I'm gonna show you with the DualSense like in my hand or in my lap or whatever, and I'm gonna show you how you can customize the touchpad to take pictures too. Like it's crazy. Like a lot of people don't even know that the DualSense has that feature. But touchpad, I use a lot. So a lot of people say the touchpad is a gimmick. It ain't never been a gimmick. I mean, the PSP had it, the Vita had it, uh, uh, the PS4 controller had it. This has it. It has a lot of function, depending on what type of games you play. You know what I mean? I play a lot of different games. So a lot of the games I own, not rent. This is not Game Pass. I buy my games. Whether they indie, AAA bangers, you know what I mean? Exclusive bangers, it don't matter. The touchpad I use quite often. So that's another great feature for me. Now that is subjective because a lot of people may not own those type of games that use the touchpad. But I've been using the touchpad ever since the fucking PS Vita and the PSP, all that shit. You know what I mean? Um, correction, correction. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the other version of the PSP. I don't think there is a touchpad. I think that was just the Vita. They had a back face touchpad. You know what I mean on the Vita. So my correction, y'all, because I don't want y'all to fucking slay me. Be like, oh no, the PSP didn't have a touchpad. It's been a long time because I don't own a Vita or a PSP. Um, my dumb ass sold it a long time ago because I thought it would be around forever. I thought a Vita 2 was gonna come out and all that shit. But anyway, long story short, uh, I don't think the PSP has a touchpad, but I know the Vita does. The PS4 controller had touchpad. You know what I mean? Back then, I was using the touchpad a lot too with the DualShock on the PS4. Same thing with the PS5, no different. All right, let's get into the the share button, right? The the custom button, the customizer. You can give it whatever name you want to. You know what I mean? The customizer, whatever the share, but whatever. That one button has a lot of functionality. I kid you not. I mean, and you can even customize that too. You know what I mean? Whether you clicking on it, double clicking on it, or long pressing it. I mean, to take pictures, screenshot, make videos, start recording. I mean, one button has a lot of functionality to it. I love that button. I use it a lot. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm doing videos like this. You know what I mean? I can constantly like use the share button. It's awesome. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want to play with my brothers and shit. You know what I mean? Like I can share play the game. You know what I mean? And they don't even have to buy the game. They don't even have to buy the game, dog. I can literally be playing the game and just it's like pass the control over to my brother, and he way where he at. You know what I'm saying? And he can end up playing the game and enjoying it. The only thing is they get an hour. It's like an hour trial, but as long as you, when they say 8 hours up, you want to keep playing, you can have them keep playing. You can play the game infinite. You know what I mean? Beat the game. It don't matter. It don't shut off as long as you know what I'm saying. When that hour come up, you keep just hitting yes. You know you want to continue. You good to go. Another feature is the mic, the noise canceling mic built into. A lot of people don't even know that there is a noise canceling mic on the back of the DualSense, man. If you look on the back, there's a little hole. There's two little holes on the back. There's one, you know what I'm saying, like if the controller start acting crazy or silly or whatever like that, or it get kind of janky, You know what I'm saying? You put a little stick pin or a little shit, what do you call it? Like a toothpick or something, you know what I mean? A little attack or something, and you poke that little hole, pause. You poke that little hole. I mean, I guess not pause if it's a pussy, but anyway, you poke that little tight little hole, you know what I mean? You stick it in there and you reset everything, you know what I mean? And get everything back to working, and get the juices flowing back in the Dualsense. I mean, it's sexy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I got the midnight black joint. That shit's sexy as fuck, man. And I got the pearlescent blue. I got the pearlescent blue faceplate on my black controller. I'm telling you, that shit dope. I gotta make a video about this shit so you can see how my black midnight controller look with the pearlescent blue on it, man. I'm telling you, shit look nice. That shit look crazy. It's sexy. You know, rub it on my balls if I have to. but anyway, that's some other shit. All right. The option button does exactly what that functionality does. It's an option, you know what I mean? To pause, you know what I mean? Or to pull up the options menu in the games and stuff like that. I mean, same functionality. What I do like about the share button and the option button is the fact that it no longer fits in the controller. Like, it was more indented in the PS4 controller where, you had to kind of put your nail on it to push the button. These, they, it sits up, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of propped up. The buttons is kind of propped up, so you can rub your finger across it, you know what I mean? Get that nice little click. It got a nice little click to it, right? Option button does what it does. Okay, another, the speaker. Yo, like, y'all don't even understand. The DualSense is a speaker. Yes, a speaker. Same thing in the PS4. But what's crazy about the speaker in this one is the audible in it, inside the speaker. Like, you won't even get an echo. You know what I'm saying? When you using the mic and you hearing people talking to you through the mic, you don't even get like a reverb sound. You don't get like a reverb in the audibles. Like, that's crazy to me. I mean, it's so scientific how they did that. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like some sorcery shit. You know what I mean? Because it has the noise canceling mic, but it has the speaker where you can hear people. Like, if you play Call of Duty, you can hear everybody running their fucking mouth and Call of Duty, talking all this shit, right? But you don't get no fucking reverb or no echo or no overlay unless the people that you playing with, you know what I'm saying, has they mic turned up on the PS5 controller. Then, you know what I'm saying, you'll get the reverb, the echo, whatever, right there, like that, right? Other than that, it's crazy how it noise cancels voices, your voice, and the sound that come through. Like, I'm saying, like, the games itself, like certain games that you play, make certain sound effects, certain cues, you know what I mean, to your gaming. Like, like this game Seafood has a lot of cue sounds, like a cue sound effects, you know what I mean? So it shoots through the speaker, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, yo, like, I actually turn down the audio, you know what I'm saying, to my sound bar and just listen to the audio coming through the speaker. Like, it's beautiful. Like, if you playing Madden, you know what I'm saying, you hear all the hut 22, hut 23, hut. I mean, you hear the bone crunching when you're using the truck stick and shit like that, and you get pow, pow, like, pow, 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 pow. You remember the old Madden shit? Pow, 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 pow. Yeah, you remember that shit when you do the truck stick? Like, all that shit come through the motherfucking controller with no hiccups. Like, it's amazing. Okay, so let's get into the haptics. Oh my god. Ooh wee. See, I play GT7, and I know for the people out there that say that the adaptive triggers and the haptics are a gimmick, bullshit. Bullshit. Them two working together in tandem is one of the greatest features ever implemented in a fucking controller. The haptics, oh my goodness, and the adaptive triggers, the adaptive triggers give you a whole new immersion to your games. A whole new immersion. Like, when you playing, like, for instance, say like you playing 2K, right? And you a big, like a center, or a power forward, and you backing down a nigga. The controller would do a kickback. You know what I'm saying? It do a kickback on your finger when you got it on the trigger. Like, it'll kick back. Like, you'll feel You bodying up a nigga in the paint like that. Y'all don't understand. For people that has never experienced the DualSense, you have to experience the DualSense before you die. You have to. You have to. Before you do anything else, you need to experience the DualSense in your life. It is a game changer. It is a total game changer. The adaptive triggers, like, it's like some intelligent built-in AI with these games. You know what I'm saying? Like pulling back a bow, shooting a gun. Like, you feel the recoil. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. Y'all don't even know this. A lot of people don't even know this about the DualSense. Check this out. Because a lot of y'all don't understand how the DualSense actually work. I'm going to break it down to you. When the haptics and the adaptive triggers are working together in tandem, when you playing modern warfare, hear what I'm saying. When you playing modern warfare, when you use a pistol, the DualSense gets lighter. Let me say it again. When you using a pistol in fucking Call of Duty, the controller, the DualSense feels lighter. I don't know what type of sorcery this shit is. I don't know what type of technology this shit is, but it's on another level. And when you have like a LMG or something like that, or a heavy assault rifle or something like that, the controller feels heavier. I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying. The weight of the controller changes with the size of the gun, the weights of the gun. So pistols are lighter, the controller feels lighter. The heavier LMGs and, the big guns, the 50 cals, the big sniper, bam, 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 guns, right? Feel heavy. I mean, you feel the recoil. Bam! It'll blow your finger out if you ain't careful. If you ain't careful, the adaptive triggers will pinch your skin like you got shot in your finger. I'm trying to tell you, especially if you got it on strong and you shoot one of them snipers on Cold War, bayow, bayow, right, bayow, right. Your finger can get caught in the adaptive triggers, man. So it feels like you got shot in your fingers, man. Like, this shit is crazy. Now, I know y'all probably like, this nigga wildin'. Nah, I ain't wildin', dog. I ain't wildin'. Y'all niggas know what I'm talking about. It's the fucking PS5 Dualsense. The greatest controller, the greatest joystick, the greatest fucking fun sticks, pause, that you have ever put in your hands. There is no equal to the DualSense. There is absolutely no equal. Go ahead and put the Xbox Elite next to the DualSense. The DualSense has way more features, way more functionality, and it's a quality controller. It don't feel cheap at all. Matter of fact, if you kind of put the DualSense in one hand and tap it in the palm of your hand, you can feel them haptics. Like, it feels oh God, what's the word? It feels magnetic, kinetic, bouncy, like y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all accidentally like drop the control in your leg or something like that, and you feel that, like, that kinetic bounce in it, like it feels good. Oh man, oh, it feels good. Makes you almost bust a nut, right? Oh, bust a nut, bitch. The DualSense makes you want to bust a nut, straight up. Especially if you put it in one hand and just tap it in your palm. You can feel the haptics in that motherfucker. You can tell that shit is made with quality. And it has AI. The DualSense has to have a firmware update because of the AI technology within the DualSense. I'm telling you, there's one game I have. Oh my God, what is the name of the game I have? It's an indie game. It's not on nobody's radar. It ain't like it's a big game. Damn, the last one's left, or last one gone. I can't think of the name of the game. But anyway, in this game, the triggers will push down themselves. Like, I can just hold the controller, and there's certain boards, like when I'm in the safe house, the triggers will go in and out from the adaptive triggers. They would go. I don't even have to press them. They would go in and out. I be playing with the shit. I be watching the controller, like kind of like a automatic piano. You know what I'm saying? When the keys just automatically play, the adaptive triggers will automatically fucking push in and out, or it'll just jiggle like tick 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 tick. There's a part in Returnal you can kind of glitch the haptics and the adaptive triggers together for it to do that too. You know what I mean? Like especially when you shooting your secondary power, and if you hold it in and then lock it with the share button and the triangle. Yeah, it's a share, the share in the triangle. Right after you do your alternate second shot, it'll lock. And you'll see the button. You'll see the button going tick 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 tick. It'll be pushing in and out, in and out, in and out. And then next thing you know, you'll hear that. That means it's busting a nut. Busting a nut, bitch. Like straight up, that's exactly what the DualSense is about, busting nuts. I'm just being straight up with you. The DualSense is about busting nuts. Find you a game where you can turn up the vibration, put that motherfucker under your balls. I mean, I'm telling you right there, and then start hitting them triggers. Oh man, you'll be like, and then next thing you know, you'll bust a nut right on your controller. I know y'all niggas like, damn, this nigga wildin'. This nigga wildin'. You motherfucking right, I'm wildin' this shit. Because the DualSense is the greatest controller. That is not subjective. That is a 1 billion, 1 trillion, 1 Google on a nigga. Fact that the DualSense, there is no rival to this controller. And now they got the DualSense Edge coming out. Now, me personally, I don't usually get into them pro controllers like that, but the shit look cool, right? But the DualSense itself, just factory stock, is the most amazing controller that I have ever held in my hand. Like I said, I play GT7. Like, I know a lot of y'all ain't racer heads and all of that, right? But let me tell you something. I had fun playing GT Sport on the PS4 with the DualShock, right? The DualSense in GT7 is a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? When you wipe out, the controller wipes out for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you hitting the chicanes and shit like that, or you hit a curve, you feel the impact on one side of the controller. Or if you know what I'm saying, you hit a car like full speed, you know what I'm saying, ram him in the back, you feel all of that force at the top of the controller. Like, I'm telling you, this controller was made with some type of sorcery, some type of high technology, some type of dark magic, light magic. I don't know. It's perfectly balanced, man. This controller is perfectly balanced in every fucking way. I'm making this video a little bit too long because I'm bragging. I'm being very braggadocious about this motherfucking DualSense. I'm telling you, to all those that has never played with the DualSense, to you weird ass PC niggas that wanna be PlayStation, still be in the dark. Y'all still be playing MMOs and shit and match 3 games and shit and playing drunk man at the bar and shit like that on a $50,000 fucking PC that got strobe lights and fucking disco balls and shit in that bitch. You know what I mean? Y'all motherfuckers be building all these expensive ass computers with 9020 Ti's and getting 2,000 frames per second, and the resolution be 200 native 200K and shit, just to play a fucking match 3 game and to play Crisis and shit. You bitch ass niggas still be raving about Crisis. Oh, look how good Crisis look at that shit. Crisis, it's the best game. It's the best game. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Crisis is dog shit, man. Crisis is a piece of shit. Even the fucking remastered any Crisis game is fucking trash. All you PC niggas do is brag about Crisis in 2022. This game is from the fucking the early 90s. Fuck, I'm talking about. Crisis from the early 90s. You niggas in 2022 still bragging about 30-year-old fucking game and shit. You weird ass niggas. Now, to all of my PS5 owners, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about when it comes to the DualSense. Y'all need to sit down with y'all DualSense controller and figure out how to bust the most fantastical nut with your motherfucking DualSense. Hey, I ain't gonna tell you how to do it. I gave y'all some options on how to bust the biggest nut with your DualSense. You know what I mean? Take your nut to a whole nother motherfucking level. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I do it. I mean, I heard, you know what I'm saying? I was told and shit that motherfuckers be busting nuts off the DualSense and shit because of the adaptive triggers and the fucking haptics working in tandem and shit. You know what I mean? You can get a bitch to scream through the motherfucking speaker too, like, oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what I mean? The busting, busting nut. That's not how I sound when I'm busting up, y'all. Like, I'm being straight up. I don't go, I don't do that. You know what I mean? Usually when I bust a nut, I'm like, yeah, bitch, yeah, bitch. You know what I mean? I'm smooth with my shit. But anyway, it's your boy ACO7, man. Just giving y'all a quick rundown of the DualSense of 2022. It's about to be 2023. I'm telling you, to those people out there that has not experienced the DualSense, to you haters out there that act like the DualSense is a gimmick, you a motherfucking lie. The DualSense is the truth. The DualSense is not subjective. The DualSense is the best controller that has ever graced a console. Sony is about innovation. Fuck what you heard. Sony is about innovation. And the DualSense is no exception. One of the greatest controllers, one of the greatest joysticks ever to grace a console. It's your boy ACO7, man. I'm looking at the controller right now. Let me see what else. Is there anything? I mean, you got the PS button, you know what I mean, that you can push to bring up menus and shit. I mean, nothing special. I mean, it gets you where you need to go, you know, throughout the menus using the PS button. You know what I mean? I mean, it's nothing to really talk about as a feature. I mean, like I said, you can customize, you know what I'm saying, the hub and shit like that. But it's the same thing, you know what I mean, with the DualShock that had the round PS button. Like this has the actual lettering font. You know what I mean? You actually push on the PS. You know what I mean? You actually push on the lettering PS. You know what I mean? The DualShock, as y'all know, has the round with the kind of like the glass top. You know what I mean? Button. This is the actual lettering, and it has the same functionality as, you know, the DualShock. But yeah, the noise canceling, built-in mic, speaker that play music and shit. You can turn on Spotify and get that shit to play through your fucking speaker. Keep in mind, you can have music playing through your fucking speaker while talking to a motherfucker in a party chat. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it has a setting for that too, where you can balance out if you want to hear more of the music coming from Spotify, or you want to hear more of your party, or you can put it right in the middle and balance both, and you can hear both of them motherfuckers. Like, this shit is amazing, man. This shit is fucking amazing. And like I said, depending on what game you play, the adaptive triggers and the fucking haptics feedback is on a whole nother level. Fuck Nintendo's Rumble HD. Don't get me wrong, Nintendo, that was some innovative shit with the Rumble HD shit, right? But it was more of a gimmick. The DualSense, nah, these developers is using this shit. Like, they loving this shit. I'm telling you. And oh my God. It just dawned on me again. It just dawned on me. Returnal, besides Astrobot, Returnal has the best example of how the DualSense can be utilized. Like, the sound of Returnal's world, right, comes through the speaker, right? You can feel the world. You can feel the world in Returnal. You can feel the gun when you're reloading and return. You can feel the bullets. You can feel the texture of the ground that you're walking, or where you're walking over a marsh, wetlands. Like, you can feel the shit right. Do you understand this? You can feel it raining. This is Sifu in the beginning of this game. You can feel the raindrops on the controller. You can put it to your ear and not only hear the raindrops, you feel the raindrops. Like, y'all don't understand, man. For all you cheapskates out there, man, if y'all motherfuckers out there really wanted a PS5, you would get a PS5. You know what I mean? There's no excuse to not have a PS5. Now you bitch ass niggas complaining about because the price went up. But yet y'all was bitching about it being the price it was. You see what I'm saying? When it was retail price. Before they marked the fucking price up, before they went up 20, 30% in certain countries, right? Y'all was complaining about the price. Now how do you feel, dummy? Now how do you feel, dummy? What you thought we live in a world where inflation don't happen? Y'all motherfuckers is weird today. Y'all motherfuckers is weird today. Y'all don't complain about food going up. Y'all don't complain about the gas that y'all use every day that goes up and shit. But you complain about a game going up. You complain about consoles going up. Bitch, that's life. Inflation. What you gonna do? Start complaining about taxes too? Stupid ass. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Start complaining about taxes? You gonna boycott taxes? That shit not gonna work. That shit not gonna work. Like, y'all have to get over this shit. Do I agree with inflation? Of course not. Especially when the cost of living ain't going up. I'm getting on a whole nother subject. Especially when the cost of living ain't going up. When inflation happens, yeah, it fucking sucks, of course. But that is life, people. Inflation, that is life. So if you're going to complain about the consoles being $500 and when they start marking them bitches up to $800 fucking dollars, why fucking complain? If you was too fucking cheap to get it at the lowest retail price, why bitch about it going up? You motherfuckers was bitching about it at the normal price. Which to me, in my eyes, what you get with the PS5 for $500, it's unrivaled. What you get with the PS5, the future-proof technology within the PS5, the liquid fucking mercury in this motherfucker, the fastest SSD PCs, you can buy $1 million PC that still ain't faster than the fucking PS5. Like, shit like that, man. The PC, yeah, you can upgrade it, but guess what? You can't upgrade to a Dualsense. Keep in mind, PC niggas is using the Dualsense because the fucking DualSense is superior in every way to any controller, whether it's an Xbox Elite controller, any fucking controller, any motherfucking controller. There is no competition with the DualSense, man. Your boy H07, I'm out this bitch, man. I just wanted to let y'all know if y'all want to bust a good nut and y'all want to hear a bitch scream out y'all controller like ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, give me that ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, give me that. DualSense, bitch. If you want to hear shit like that, get your PS5, experience the DualSense. And it's an experience like no other, man. It's your boy AC or something, man. I'm out this piece. Y'all already know what it is, man. Exclusives, 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 yeah!